Alright, you are welcome back to Lisbon tutorial platform. And in this video, we are continuing from where we ended in the previous video. In our last video, we talked about two theorems of a circle. And the first one, we said that the angles subtended by the same arc or chord at any point of the circumference are equal. The angles subtended by the same arc or chord at any point of the circumference are equal. And the second one we talked about also states that the angle subtended at the center of a circle by a chord or an arc is twice the angle subtended by the same arc or chord at any point of the circumference. At any point of the circumference. Right. Now, we are also going to talk about two other theorems in this video lesson. We shall talk about two other theorems in this video lesson. We are beginning with the third theorem. The third theorem, which states that the angle subtended by a diameter at the circumference of the circle is 90 degrees, or right angle. The angle subtended by a diameter at the circumference of the circle is 90 degrees, or right angle. Let's consider the diagram below. Now, from the diagram, P, Q, R, S, T are points on the circle. P, Q, R, S, T are points on the circle. The line PR is a diameter of the circle with center O. Now, when you draw your circle with your compass and ruler and use your protractor to measure the various angles located, you will find out that these angles are of the same measure. Now, the theorem states that when a diameter subtends an angle at the point of the circumference, or at any point of the circumference, that angle is a right angle. So from the diagram, angle PQR, angle PTR, and angle PSR are equal. Angle PQR, angle PTR, and angle PSR are equal, which is 90 degrees. So therefore, angle X is equal to angle Y and is equal to angle Z, which is equal to 90 degrees. Let's take our first example under this theorem. We have a question on the screen. The question says that in the diagram, PQ is the diameter of the circle with center O. Calculate angle PQS and the value of N. Let's solve this question. Now let's pick the first one. That is angle PQS. Since PQ is the diameter of the circle, angle PSQ is equal to 90 degrees. So when we sum 37 degrees to 90 degrees and angle PQS, we get 180 degrees. Let's go back to the diagram. Now, in the diagram, we are asked to find angle PQS. This is angle PQS. We have angle PQS. So we are looking for this angle. We are looking for this angle. But we know that the line PQ is a diameter which subtends an angle at point S on the circumference. So by this theorem, the angle here is 90 degrees or right angle. So if you want angle PQS, that is the angle located here, we then sum the interior angle of the triangle PSQ or PQS. So we sum angle 37 to angle PQS and angle PSQ, which is 90 degrees. And that is why we are getting the equation 37 degrees plus 90 degrees plus angle PQS equal to 180 degrees. Now, when we sum 37 degrees and 90 degrees, we get 127 degrees. But we are looking for angle PQS. So we take the additive inverse of 127 degrees. That is, we are subtracting 127 degrees from both sides. So we subtract 127 degrees from the left side and 127 degrees from the right hand side. So by this, we get angle PQS equal to 180 degrees minus 127 degrees, giving us angle PQS equals 53 degrees. Therefore, angle PQS is 53 degrees. Also, angle PRQ is 90 degrees. Angle PRQ is 90 degrees. Let's go back to the diagram. Now, from the diagram, we know that PQ is a diameter and PQ subtends an angle at point R on the circumference. Since PQ is a diameter, it means that this angle, that is angle PRQ, is 90 degrees by this theorem. So, when we sum 32 degrees and N, we get 90 degrees because the diameter PQ subtends an angle at point R, which is 90 degrees. And that is why we are getting this equation. That is why we are getting this equation. N plus 32 degrees equal to 90 degrees. But we want to find angle N. So we subtract 32 degrees from 90 degrees, giving us N equals 58 degrees. Therefore, angle N is equal to 58 degrees. 58 degrees. So my dear students, I have a try question for you. You can pause the video and try your answer on it. Wish you good luck in the try work. Right. Let's continue from the fourth theorem. The fourth theorem. And in this theorem, it states that the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. The opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. That is 180 degrees. Supplementary angles are angles that sum up to 180 degrees. So we are saying that the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. Or the angles in opposite segments are supplementary. Or the angles in opposite segments are supplementary. Now, what is a cyclic quadrilateral? What is a cyclic quadrilateral? A cyclic quadrilateral is a quadrilateral whose vertices lie on a circle. A cyclic quadrilateral is a quadrilateral whose vertices lie on a circle. Okay. Now let's consider the cyclic quadrilateral PQRS. PQRS in figure A, figure B, and figure C. So we have the figure A and we have figure B. Let's pick figure A and figure B in this particular slide. Now, in these two diagrams, that is figure A and figure B, the two angles PSR, which is equal to M, and PQR, which is equal to N, are in opposite segments. We already know that X is equal to 2M and Y is equal to 2N. So we had this equation from the second theorem that we discussed. So we are getting X to be 2M and Y to be 2N. Okay. Also, angle S and angle Y sum up to 360 degrees. Angle S and angle Y sum up to 360 degrees. This is angle X and angle Y. They are angles at a point, and we know that angles at a point sum up to 360 degrees. So that is why we had X plus Y equals 360 degrees. S plus Y is equal to 360 degrees. But S is equal to 2M and Y is equal to 2N. So when we do the substitution, we are getting 2M plus 2N equal to 360 degrees. And when we divide both sides by 2, we reduce the equation to M plus N equals to 180 degrees. Or angle PSR plus angle PQR is equal to 180 degrees. So angle PSR, which is equal to M, and angle PQR, which is equal to N, are in opposite segments. So they are supplementary. Let's consider the figure C below. Now in this diagram, PQRS are points on the circle. If one side of a cyclic quadrilateral is produced, that is, if the side PQ is produced or is extended, we are saying that the exterior angle formed is equal to the interior opposite angle. Right. In this diagram, angle X plus angle Y gives us 180 degrees because they are angles in opposite segments. When we make angle S the subject, we get 180 degrees minus Y. Also, angle M plus angle N is equal to 180 degrees because they are angles in opposite segments. Right. Angle Y plus angle Z also gives us 180 degrees. Why? Because they are supplementary angles. That is, angle Y and angle Z sum up to 180 degrees. Now from the diagram, angle Y and angle Z are angles on a straight line, so they sum up to 180 degrees. Now when we make angle Z the subject, we get Z equals 180 degrees minus Y. 180 degrees minus Y. Now let's compare this equation and that equation. Okay? Now let me name this equation 1. So I have equation 1 here. And I have equation 2 here. I have equation 1 here and equation 2 here, right? So when we compare equation 1 and equation 2, we see that the right hand sides are equal. Now the right hand side of the equation 1 is 180 degrees minus y. And the right hand side of the equation 2 is also 180 degrees minus y. So they are equal. This means we can equate the left hand side. And by so doing, we get z is equal to x. Right. So let's pick an example under this theorem. So we have an example on the screen. A very nice question. The question says that in the diagram below, P, Q, S, T are points on a circle. The line PQ extends to the point R. Angle QPT is equal to 98 degrees. Angle SQR is equal to 100 degrees or 100 degrees. Find the values of x, y, and z. Right. So let's solve the question. Together. Right. Now, the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. That is the theorem underlining this example. We are using this theorem to solve angle x. So it states that the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. So when we sum angle QST and angle QPT, we must get 180 degrees because they are angles in opposite segments. So when we sum angle QST, let's go back to the diagram so that I can explain it better. So when we sum angle QST is x. When we sum angle QST and angle QPT, that is angle 98 degrees, we have to get 180 degrees. So angle S plus angle 98 degrees gives us 180 degrees. But we want S. So we have to subtract 98 degrees from 180 degrees. And by so doing, we get angle S to be 180 degrees minus 98 degrees. So my dear students, that is the reason why we are getting this equation. Angle S is equal to 180 degrees minus 98 degrees, giving us 82 degrees. Therefore, angle X is equal to 82 degrees. Angle S is equal to 82 degrees. Also, in the diagram, angle PQS plus angle SQR is equal to 180 degrees. Let me go back to the diagram. Yes, so angle PQS, that is angle Y, and angle SQR, that is angle 100 degrees, sum up to 180 degrees because they are angles on a straight line. So we sum angle Y and 100 degrees and we equate them to 180 degrees. So my dear student, that is why we are getting this equation. That is y plus 100 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Y plus 100 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Please, let's make a correction here. Here is 100. So let's make this correction. Here is 100. So let me make this correction here. we have y plus 100 equal to 180 degrees. I hope you can see the handwriting, yes. So y plus 100 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Let me bring the degrees. So this equation gives us y plus 100 degrees equal to 180 degrees. But we want the value of y, so we subtract 100 degrees. We subtract 100 degrees from 180 degrees, giving us 80 degrees. Giving us 80 degrees. So this equation also becomes y equal to 180 degrees minus 100. Y is equal to 180 degrees minus 100, which is equal to 80 degrees. Which is equal to 80 degrees. Right. So we now have y equal to 80 degrees. We now have y is equal to 80 degrees. Right. So the last one, that is the value of z. From the diagram, angle PTS plus angle PQS is equal to 180 degrees. Is equal to 180 degrees. But angle PTS is z, and angle PQS is the 80 degrees. That is the value of y. That is the value of y. So here 2 becomes 80 degrees. So the new equation here becomes z plus 80 degrees, z plus 80 degrees equal to 180 degrees. Z plus 80 degrees equal to 180 degrees. So if you want the value of z, then we subtract our 80 degrees from 180 degrees, giving us 100 degrees. Giving us 100 degrees. So here 2 becomes 80. So our new equation for z becomes z equal to 180 degrees minus 80 degrees. I hope you can see the handwritings. Sorry. So we get the answer becomes 100 degrees. 100 degrees. So therefore, angle z or the value of z is equal to 100 degrees. So, dear students, our angle x is equal to 82 degrees, angle y is equal to 80 degrees, and angle z is equal to 100 degrees. Right. So, thank you very much for watching this video. Please kindly subscribe to the channel and be updated with the subsequent videos. God bless you. Bye bye.